Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market prep video for September 24th, 2024. I apologize, folks. I had a major snafu with my video this morning, so I'm going to make this really quick here today. If we take a look at our diamonds, we're just going to jump right into the markets here. If you take a look at the diamonds chart, we still run that potential in here of moving sideways in the market. If the bulls, however, find inspiration here, look for this resistance high right in here, and then of course blue skies above. If the bears were to find inspiration, this support right here will be critical. A breakdown below there, we're likely coming into these levels of price support in the chart. So watch carefully for those possibilities here today. If we take a look at our SPY, also stuck in that sideways consolidation, and I think the possibility of that continuing still exists, and that's just simply because we were in that blackout period here in the market where corporate buybacks can't go on. And if you do see inspiration here today, then look for that potential pop and blue sky above that in the SPY. If the bears find inspiration, then a test of this price support would be important. Breaking down below there might start raising a little bit of concern in the market. That's a good level of price support in the chart, and if it falls just a little bit further, we still have a pretty substantial level of price support in this upside trend that could hold us. But remember, we may continue to just kind of wander in consolidation in a choppy zone here in the market as we wait for that next round of earnings here, that just a few weeks off. If we take a look at our QQQ, very similar situation here in the market, except no new record highs here coming close just yet in the Qs. If the bulls can find inspiration, we need to break out of that resistance here in the chart, and then we can start progressing on up to test this resistance here. If the bears were to find inspiration today, I think a retest in this area of support would seem likely. So watch that closely, and that possibility that we could push on down to this next area of price support, and maybe even that coming back into this area here to test this upside trend in the chart. I still would not rule out the possibility of a choppy sideways consolidation here in the market for a while. And then if we look at our Russell had the worst of the day yesterday, pushing back. We'll want to keep a close eye on this. It has that possibility, if it can hold this support, then we could potentially see those bulls come in and pushing back up. And if those bulls do that, I would be looking for right in here for that next area of price resistance in the chart. If we can pop through that, then maybe we can start pushing on higher to test this big area of the chart that goes all the way back to 2021 and 2022. Now, if we see bearish activity here, well, press on down. Wouldn't be a major surprise if we came back and tested this support in the chart. Breaking down below there is where I think we might raise a little bit of concern in the market, and we might be coming back to test this trend in the chart, and then of course that 50-day moving average. And I would say QQQ, if it gets a little bit heavy here in the market, wouldn't be I wouldn't rule out the possibility of a retest of that 50 as well. If we take a look at our VIX, well, our VIX here in the market had a little bit of a rest yesterday, but we still run that situation where we've got this price support here in the chart that we'll have to be considering paying attention to, so watch that carefully, and that possibility that if we can find that bullish inspiration in here, pushing on down to test that support. If those bears, however, find that inspiration, we'll just note that downtrend here could potentially break, and then we run that risk where we push up and even create that higher low, and that's where some real selling can happen if those bears were to engage. Our T20s, T2122, continues to indicate that we are extended here in the market, but it did give us a little bit of a break here. That possibility, if the bulls can find inspiration, there's a little bit more room to push to the upside, but you do want to keep in mind that if the bears come in, and we can linger up here. We have done this before where we linger and linger and linger, and then suddenly we start seeing those bears coming in to relieve that buy pressure here in the market. So just remember, if the bears were to engage at all, we've got a big open opportunity for a downside move here in T2122. Our T2108 had a good day yesterday, holding on to support. We've got about 65% of the stocks holding here above their 40-day moving average. You will want to keep in mind that we've got a good support level here in the chart that we're working to hold on, but we still have quite a little bit of resistance up here once we reach up towards 70. I will warn you that once we reach into this mid 70 range up in here, that T2108 will be in an extreme condition, and we almost always see a pullback if we stretch up into that area. And then T2107 didn't have as good a day yesterday. It pulled back just a little bit, but no worries here just yet. We've got good support levels here in the chart to be watching for. Keep an eye on that. And then, of course, if those bulls can continue to push, then we have that possibility that we can push up here toward that mid 65 area, which tends to be kind of that extreme overbought area here in the T2107. So watch carefully on that. Our T2101 pulled back yesterday. Not a big surprise. Remember, corporate buybacks, we're almost into a total blackout period, and every day more and more companies go into their blackout period where they can't do anything in corporate buybacks, which means a very big portion of the volume of the market is drifting away here. And it's not unusual during this period of time where we're a couple of weeks ahead of the next quarter that we see some light choppy price action. Everyone's wondering what the next quarter is going to look like. So watch that carefully here. We could continue to see that drift. Wouldn't be a surprise if that were to occur. Let's take a look quickly here at our economic calendar. Now, in our economic calendar, we've got a few things today to be paying attention to. First off, we're going to be seeing, we've got conversation from Bauman here. We've got a Case-Shiller number that will be coming out today, so keep an eye on that. We're going to have FHFA home price index in there. They're looking for that to remain flat, so watch that carefully. And then we're going to have consumer confidence. They're looking for that consumer confidence in the consensus estimate to decline just slightly from 103.3 to 103. So just a modest decline, but watch that carefully if there happens to be a miss. Richmond Fed manufacturing in here. Last time we were at negative 19. Our manufacturing has not been good. Watch those numbers. Hopefully we can start to see some improvement there in manufacturing. Treasury buyback announcement, Treasury buyback preliminary in here, and then of course we've got some bond auctions here on the day. Now remember, our big days this week are going to be Thursday and Friday, and as we get closer, don't be too surprised if the market becomes pretty stagnant and choppy as we wait for some of these numbers to come in. So watch that carefully. But as we look into Wednesday, just realize we got mortgage applications, new home sales, petroleum status as those big numbers. And just keep in mind, throughout the week, we're going to continue to get a whole bunch of Fed speak now. And Thursday is going to be a big day with Jerome Powell also speaking. So watch that carefully. Let's take a look at our earnings calendar today. And we do have a few earnings today on the notable list. First off, this morning we've got AutoZone reporting. It looks like they're just a little bit lower this morning, so keep an eye on AutoZone. We've got THO that also reporting this morning, and right now showing a little bit of a lower move here today. If we take a look for this afternoon, we're going to look at KBH as a notable to be paying attention to, PRGS, Stitch Fix will be reporting, and WOR. Those will be your notables for today. I want to go over some stocks here because I'm so late in this video here. I'm just going to talk about a few things really quickly here. First off, continue to keep an eye on these precious metals. Gold doing quite a run here this morning, already up again. Right now only up $1.90 an ounce, but it has been as high as like $6 or $7 an ounce, holding in there above $2,650 an ounce, showing lots of strength here. So keep an eye on that. We'll want to also be keeping an eye on silver here today. Silver is trying to bounce up here in the pre-market, showing some strength. One of the things that happened overnight is the PBOC doing some real major changes in policy over there, trying to boost the Chinese economy and get things going. And we know the market tends to love printed money. Boy, print money, we love it in the market. But unfortunately, what we're also seeing is that uncertainty with all of this debt, and we're seeing these precious metals. When we start printing again, we could easily see these precious metals continue to surge to the upside. And remember, Morgan Stanley was talking about gold potentially going to 3,000 pretty easily. And heck, we're only about 400 points from there, less than 400 points from 3,000 already. Also, keep an eye on copper. FCX having a big move here in copper today, pushing to the upside. Watch that carefully. We've got that nice little W formation, and we've stretched up. Any kind of rest or pullback that holds a higher low in here would set up an opportunity for entering that trade. I wouldn't want to chase it at the moment, but I would watch that carefully in FCX. Take a look at COPX. Nice little break of that downtrend here as well. There's that W formation here again, breaking through the resistance here. Rest or pullback in here, I think, sets up an opportunity in copper. You can even take a look at palladium. Palladium had that big strong run to the upside, resting, pulling back. You can see breaking through some resistance here in the chart. Any kind of resting consolidation here may set up that next opportunity for that to move higher here in the market, as we continue to see quite a bit of fluctuation in currency. And we'll have to be keeping an eye here on UUP. The actions of PBOC could have some dramatic effects here on the US dollar, so watch that carefully here today as well. So with that, guys, I'm going to cut this video short because I'm going to be very, very late getting it out if I take it too much longer. I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I apologize for the problem with the video, the shortness of the video, but hopefully you get something out of it. Make sure to click that subscribe button. Click that thumbs up button, leave a brief comment. I truly appreciate it. Y'all take care, be safe, have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you right back here bright and early Wednesday morning. Have a good day.